How do I do this?
Right.
Hang on.
Right.
It's my leg.
Swing your leg over.
I can't.
The other one, this one. That's it, okay. Right, there you go, easy.
Looks easy, you know, but it's not. It's terrifying. So we're back in the secret garden behind the fence at the allotment today. We're going to try and plant a few things out that we've got. I'll just display to you Kenny's prize-winning thistle. As you know, he's Scottish and he refuses to cut this down, despite the fact it's completely in the way. But anyway, it's just about to burst into flower, which would be great for the bees. But it pricks you up the bottom every time you walk past, which is and it's in prime spot. But never mind, it'll be coming down once it's flowered. Right, we'll crack on and get some planting done. So just to give you a little bit of an idea of what this space is like, there's a huge hedgerow running along the back there. It's just hawthorns and elder and stuff like that. And the whole space is about 65 metres, 65 feet long, about 20 metres, say that is, about 3 metres wide. This is where it goes to, all the way down here. Massive amount of growing space. So I've got a few things I want to get in the ground today, just some odds and ends. I want to put squash all along this back area, mainly because I don't want to have to be coming backwards and forwards, as you can imagine, over that ladder. The idea is just to put stuff in that will look after itself after it's been watered in initially. And I figure the squash, winter squash, you can just plant it, let it ramp away and come over at the end and pick up your pumpkins or whatever. So I've planted them at home late. They have all germinated, which is fantastic. In the meantime, I raced up to B&Q. All I managed to pick up was a couple of butternut squash, which I'm not really confident that we have the climate here for them to be successful. I think the season's a bit short. However, that's all I've got at the minute, so I'm going to start by putting them in. This seems to be a nice sunny spot, so we'll start here. So that's the compost we're going to need. So it's a case of digging off this big tussock on the top and then digging down a bit, and we've got compost, and we're going to put card around once the plant's in, and then some grass clippings over the top. Nice and sunny here now, but there's this big fence here which is our neighbour's allotment, and that'll probably cast a lot of shadow later in the day. So I think I'll put one of the squash here and one elsewhere, just to see how they get on in the different spots. This soil is pretty hard. I want to give this a really good soaking because we're probably not going to water them as much as I would normally water a new plant. Right, obviously there's going to be a massive amount of weed pressure in this area, so to give them the best chance possible, we're putting a piece of card around the base like that. I'm going to water that again, get it saturated, and then we've got a pile of grass clippings from when Kenny trimmed it all, and they'll be getting piled on the top. I'm putting this second butternut squash just at the other end of the allotment, or the secret garden should I say. Not exactly sure what kind of quality the soil will be, but one thing there is a lot of actually is plastic in the ground, which is terrible to see. Years ago, before my living memory, there used to be houses built across this whole area where the allotments were. They were like welfare homes for disadvantaged children, or like orphans or something like that, but I think they got knocked down in the 1960s. But they seem to have bulldozed an awful lot of waste just into the ground when they've knocked them down, which is unfortunate. However, you just have to work with what you've got, don't you? Right. This is one of the squashes that I planted from seed. It's just some kind of winter squash. I forgot which variety. It was kind of the runt of the litter, so I just stuck it in there. But we'll give it a try and put it in the ground. You tip that pot in. Compost. Oh, look, ants. Eggs.
Yeah.
Scoop them out. So we've tipped the soil out of that pot. There's an ant's nest and all the eggs in there. I'm not altogether sure whether ants are harmful to me plants, but I'm just going to get rid of them anyway. Sorry ants, you have to go and find a home elsewhere. Oh, they're carrying their little eggs around, what a shame. If my hens were here, they'd enjoy that. There you go, squash number 3. This is the 2 cucumbers I put in last week or the week before. They're doing all right. This one's a bit moth-eaten. Something's obviously having a nibble at it. But yeah, well, they're alive. That's what I see. And they look okay. Just covering that with a bit more grass. That one looks good. So I've also put in 3 hollyhocks that I've grown from seed this year. Obviously they're not going to do anything this year, but next couple of years hopefully they'll be huge and beautiful. A lot of competition for them in this hedgerow mine. So we've tried our best for them with compost and cardboard, and we'll just have to see how we go. The New Zealand jams that I put in last week are doing fine, although that one at the end looks a little bit sickly. We'll see how it does. See if I can catch my dad there. Thank you for joining us in our adventures in the secret garden, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.